Éhet barkó rajek tagi hapo. Ekte megem bárra ragi ton pagi metrostania. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Ladies and gentlemen, respected guests, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. On behalf of the oldest mosque of Germany, I welcome you all here in this historic mosque. My name is Amir Aziz. I am Imam of this historic mosque. So we start our today's program with the recitation of Holy Quran, and I would request our brother Abdul Aziz. He was also the assistant imam here in 1990 and served this mosque with great devotion. So I would request him to come to recite verses of the Holy Quran with the translation.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض وإن تبدوا ما في أنفسكم أو تخفوا يحاسبكم بالله فيغفر لمن يشاء ويعذب من يشاء والله على كل شيء قدير آمن الرسول بما أنزل إليه من ربه والمؤمنون كل آمن بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسله لا نفرق بين أحد من رسله وقالوا سمعنا وأطعنا غفرانك ربنا وإليك المصير لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها لها ما كسبت وعليها ما اكتسبت ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا وأخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. Die Übersetzung, der Translation. Allah gehört, was in den Himmel ist und was auf Erden ist. Und ob ihr seid, was in eurem Sinn ist oder es verbergt. Allah wird euch dementsprechend zur Rechenschaft ziehen und so vergibt er, wem er will und straft, wem er will. Und Allah ist der Besitzer der Macht über alles. Der Gesandte glaubt an das, was ihm von seinem Herrn offenbart wurde. Und so euch auch die Gläubigen, sie alle glauben an Allah und seine Engel und seine Bücher und seine Gesandten. Wir unterscheiden nicht zwischen irgendwelchen von seinen Gesandten. Und sie sagen, wir hören und gehorchen, unser Herr, um deine Vergebung fliehen und dabei dir ist der letztendliche Ziel. Allah erlegt keine Seele eine Last auf, die zu tragen jenseits ihrer Fähigkeit liegt. Und für sie ist das, was sie verdient, und gegen sie ist das, was sie an Bösen tut. Unser Herr bestrafe uns nicht, wenn wir vergessen oder einen Fehler machen. Unser Herr erlege uns nicht eine Last auf, wie du sie unseren Vorgängern auferlegt hast. Unser Herr erlege uns keine Heimsuchungen auf, die zu tragen wir die Kraft nicht haben. Und verzeih uns und gewähre uns deinen Schutz und erbarme uns und erbarme dich unser. Du bist unser Beschützer. Darum verleihe uns den Sieg über die Ungläubigen. وَمَا عَلَيْنَا إِلَّا الْبَلَاغُ.
Thank you, Mr. Abdul Aziz, for recitation of the Holy Quran and its translation. So, ladies and gentlemen, today we have our chief guest here, Her Excellency Aisha Shan Shakir. She is Ambassador of Maldives. So we welcome you here in this historic mosque. Thank you for your presence. I would just give a brief history of the mosque for those who were not here yesterday, so that you can have an idea about the mosque. So we are today celebrating 100 years of Berlin Mosque. This mosque was built in 1924. And it's a very interesting story. Building of this mosque has a very interesting story. As you all know that in World War II, the whole Europe, it was destroyed, and there were a lot of killings, everything was going on. So Lahore Ahmadiyya movement had a mosque in Woking, which was from 1912, it was working as an Islamic center for the whole Western world. And at that time, it was considered as the second Mecca of Muslims, because this was the only center where people used to worship, including the people of all Arab countries. Then somebody sent a letter from here, from Berlin, that Berlin has become a center of Europe, and most of the Muslim Wissenschaftler, Muslim scholars were coming here for studies. And as we know that President Zakir Hussain of India, later on, he was also a student here. Imam al-Husseini, who became Imam of the Muslim world, later on, he was Imam of the whole Muslim world, and at that time, his position was like that of the Imam of Holy Kaaba nowadays. And he was also, when he was studying, so he were in this mosque, Dr. Zakir Hussain, and many other people, that they all came here, and therefore this mosque, it started serving the Muslim community. Somebody sent a letter that we should build a mosque. And therefore, then the organization from the center, and at that time, the president was Maulana Muhammad Ali, who translated Quran, who is actually the first Muslim who translated Quran into English. So from in 1917, he started appeal for the funding. And therefore, the organization was able to build this wonderful mosque. And Maulana Sadruddin, he was sent as a missionary who came here and then he built this mosque, which is built on the architecture of Taj Mahal, India. As we all know, that Taj Mahal is one big palace which was built by a king in love of his wife, but this mosque, it was built by a small community in love of humanity. And then from the very beginning, this mosque attracted people of all different religions. And not only just different religions, people of all walks of life. So that in the history, Albert Einstein, who is considered the brain of the century, he also visited this mosque. Then Hermann Hesse and many other Nobel Prize winner, many dignitaries, they also visited this mosque in the history. And many, till in the history, is more than 5,900 people, they have accepted Islam in the history of the mosque. They got the message of Islam through this mosque. So the purpose of the mosque, as we all know, that it is a prayer house, but the organization not only just wanted to build a prayer house here, that was the prime aim, but the house which can connect the people of all different faith and wanted to build a place where people, they can come and have a dialogue. So it became the intercultural dialogue mosque. It became the mosque where people were coming and discussing not only just religion, but every other theme. And that is which actually gave glory to this mosque. And then people from all different walks of life, they started coming to the mosque. In the history, I just want to say, during World War II, Reuters news agency gave a news that whole Germany, the whole Berlin has been destroyed. And there is only one building left. That standing building was this mosque. So God saved it. And then president of the organization said that we built it with a good intention. Had we built it with a bad intention, it would have been destroyed. So the history also testified this, that the building of the mosque was a very noble purpose, and this noble purpose, it was carried out by all the imams who came here right from the beginning. And I came here in 2016. We have renovated the whole mosque in its exact original shape when it was built in 1924. And also in the history, it has been built or renovated many times. But then, before 100 years, it was decided by the organization that we should completely renovate the mosque. So today you see this mosque in its original form, and that's why we are celebrating this 100 years of the mosque here. So it's just a brief history. It's very long, but I just gave you a very brief view of this mosque. So with this, I would end, and I would request Her Excellency, Ambassador of Maldives, Aisha Shan Shakir, to come forward and say a few words. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you very much, Imam, for inviting me to this very auspicious, honorable mosque here, and knowing the history of it, I'm really honored and privileged to be here. Maldives is also a 100% Muslim country, and we have like 192 islands where people are living, and we have a lot of hotels, resort hotels. All of these hotels, it's a must that they have a mosque. So all the resorts also have a mosque, plus in the capital, we have 4 districts. So each district also have a lot of mosques. And we have very old, very beautiful mosques done by the corals of the Maldives. And I hope one day the Imam will be able to visit us and see the mosque. And it's a really honor to know the history of this mosque, and I'm really honored to be here. Thank you, Imam. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your encouraging word. And it's an honor for us that you are here on this evening. And I'm sure that someday I or all this congregation, some of them definitely would like to visit Maldives, although it is very well known for its beauty, but at the same time, they can then enjoy the spiritual beauty of the mosque also. Thank you very much. Now, I would like to request, when I came here, I found a very good friend who actually is, I can say that he had a lot of knowledge of the history of the mosque, and I met a very honorable person, and he is a really very respectable personality who lived in Berlin, I think, more than 40, 50 years. And you will see that I will introduce him and he will be here, then you will come to know that even at this age, he takes part in marathon, and not only he takes part in marathon, but he more than 18 kilometers or more than that he runs at this age. So I would request very respected honorable guest, Haider Ali Wafas Sahib from India, originally from India, to come forward and tell us about something about the mosque and tell us about himself also. Thank you. Haider Ali Wafas Sahib.
Good evening, Assalamu alaikum. Ich weiß nicht, ob ich in Deutsch oder in Englisch oder in Urdu meine Rede halten soll. Die Mehrheit ist, die Urdu nicht versteht. Aber trotzdem versuche ich es mal in Urdu. Ich lebe in Berlin seit 1963. Und diese Moschee kenne ich mal seit dieser Zeit. Das war zu der Zeit ein Zentrum von allen Muslimen, die in Berlin lebten, insbesondere die Diplomaten, die Studenten und andere Leute. Diese Moschee wurde 1924 gegründet und ist die erste Moschee, die überhaupt eine Übersetzung vom Koran in deutsche Sprache herausgegeben hatte. Ich kannte mal eine Person, und den habe ich kennengelernt in 1966 bei einem Besuch von einem Seminar. Umar Schobert, der ist geboren 1904 und hatte Interesse für Islam. Dies brachte ihn zu dieser Jami, zu dieser Moschee, zu der Zeit, 1928, war Maulana Sadruddin der Leiter dieser Moschee. Umar Schubert hatte großes Interesse, Islam kennenzulernen. Er war sehr begeistert. Ich bin mit ihm befreundet gewesen. Der lebte in Berlin und dann vor einiger Zeit hat er in Hamburg gelebt. Umar Schubert hat mit anderen Menschen, die daran interessiert waren, Islam kennenzulernen, eine Organisation gegründet, muslimische Organisation der Muslime in Deutschland. Und Maulana Sadruddin war auch der Präsident von dieser Organisation, Umar Schubert der Generalsekretär. Sie haben damals auch andere Leute darauf begeistert, dass sie auch diese Moschee besuchen. Zu der Zeit, also einfach anfängliche Zeiten in die 20er Jahre, waren entweder die Diplomaten oder die Studenten in Berlin von muslimischen Glauben. Und diese Moschee war das Zentrum von allen Muslimen zu der Zeit. Es war eine kleine Kolonie von Türken, die hier sesshaft waren. Sonst waren die Leute, die nur vor einer begrenzten Zeit hier gewesen waren. Diese Organisation von Muslimen in Deutschland hat große Erfolge gehabt und leider 1933 wurde es von Hitler verboten. Alle Aktivitäten von Moscheen wurden kaltgestellt. Und das war eine Zeit. Omar Schubert wurde als Soldat ins Krieg eingezogen. Er war verletzt, hat ein Bein verloren und lebte in Hamburg für eine große Zeit. 1966 kam er wieder zurück nach Berlin und hat eine Zeitschrift in deutscher Sprache, die Stimme des Islams, herausgegeben. Sein Mittelpunkt war damals auch diese Moschee, diese Jami. Und ich kenne mal zu meiner Studentenzeiten, 60er, 70er Jahre, 60er Jahre würde ich sagen, ja, ich kam 63 und war fertig mit 66. Und habe ich diese Moschee ab und zu auch besucht. Ich lebte damals in Langwies. Das war eine lange Entfernung, aber trotzdem fand ich sehr interessant. Und ich freue mich, wieder in dieser Moschee sozusagen sein zu dürfen und besuchen zu dürfen. Und das ist in meiner Erinnerung. Ich wünsche alles Gute und viel Erfolg. अगर इजाज़त हो चंद अल्फाज में उर्दू में अर्ज़ करूँ। अज़ीज़ान गिरामी, मैंने जो कुछ जर्मन में कहा वो चंद अल्फाज थे, ज़्यादा अल्फाज में मैं उसको अदा नहीं कर सका। इस मस्जिद का आगाज़ 1924 में हुआ। उस वक्त बर्लिन तो बर्लिन, जर्मनी में कहीं कोई मस्जिद नहीं थी। ये पहली मस्जिद है जो सरज़मीन जर्मनी में जिसका आगाज़ किया गया और इसी से इस्लाम की करने जो हैं यहाँ से फूटी और यहाँ से दूर दूर तक पहुँची। अगरचे मस्जिद का आगाज़ 1924 में हुआ, लेकिन आहिस्ता अपने उरूज पे आते आते उसे चंद साल लगे। मेरी मुलाकात आक़ा मूसा सदर के एक लेक्चर के सिलसिले में उमर शूबर्ट साहब से ओरानियन हॉल में हुई। वहाँ पर उन्होंने मुझे अपनी ज़िंदगी के उन अय्याम का जिक्र किया जब वो इस मस्जिद से वाबस्ता रह चुके थे। उन्हें इस्लाम से शौक़ था, यंग आदमी थे, 1904 में पैदा हुए, 1926 में उन्होंने मस्जिद में आना जाना शुरू किया और मौलाना सदरुद्दीन के हाथों पर उन्होंने इस्लाम कबूल किया। अपना नाम तब्दील करके उमर लिखा, उमर शूबर्ट। उन्होंने मौलाना सदरुद्दीन साहब के साथ मिलकर एक जर्मन मुस्लिम ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का आगाज़ किया, जहाँ पर दूसरे जर्मन लोगों को इस्लाम की दावत दी गई और उन्होंने मुख्तलिफ़ मौक़े पे उनको यहाँ पर बुलाया गया। उस वक्त ये वाहिद मस्जिद थी, उस वक्त क्या बल्कि ज़माने तक ये वाहिद मस्जिद रही, समझिए। और यहाँ पर उस वक्त स्टूडेंट्स के अलावा जितने भी डिप्लोमाट्स थे मुस्लिम ममालिक के, सब यहाँ पर आते थे। सबका मरकज़ यही था। यहीं पे नमाज ईदैन होती थी, यहीं पे नमाज जुमा होती थी और दूसरी नमाज़ें भी होती थी जिनके लिए लोग अपना वक्त निकाल कर यहाँ आया करते थे। मैं भी अपनी तालिब इल्मी के ज़माने में अक्सर यहाँ आता रहता हूँ और मुझे उस ज़माने में, जैसे कि मैंने जर्मन में अर्ज़ किया, कुरान शरीफ का जर्मन तर्जुमा मिला। ये पहला जर्मन तर्जुमा है कुरान हकीम का जो शाया हुआ है। अब मैं नहीं कह सकते कि और तर्जुमे हैं कि नहीं है, लेकिन ये इतना सादा और इतना अच्छा है कि मैं अभी भी उसका मुताला करता हूँ और वो मेरे पास है इस वक्त भी। बहरहाल इस मस्जिद की बहुत खिदमात हैं अहले बर्लिन के मुसलमानों के पर, और मुझे उम्मीद है कि आइंदा भी इस मस्जिद से इस्लाम की शुआएँ फूटेंगी और तबलीग दीन इस्लाम होता रहेगा। इस्लाम एक नहायत ही महज़्ज़ब और नहायत ही पुरअमन मज़हब है। इसके बारे में जो बातें की जाती हैं दूसरी, उसका ताल्लुक़ नहीं है। कुरान में जगह जगह ये लिखा हुआ है कि जिसने एक आदमी को कत्ल किया उसने गोया सारी इंसानियत को कत्ल किया, समझिए। तो ये कहीं आपको नहीं मिलेगा। जगह जगह गरीबों की मदद करना, जगह जगह बग़ैर किसी उसके, बल्कि इसमें तो ये है कि अगर एक हमारा पड़ोसी गैर मज़हब से ताल्लुक़ रखता है तो हमारे ऊपर उसके बहुत फ़राइज़ हैं, 100 से ज़्यादा फ़राइज़ हैं। ये मोहब्बत का मज़हब है, एक दूसरे से मोहब्बत के साथ। लकुम दीनुकुम वलिय दीन, हर आदमी का मज़हब उसके साथ है, किसी पे ज़बरदस्ती नहीं है। ला इकराह फिद्दीन क़द तबय्यन रुश्द मिनल गय, दीन में कोई जबर नहीं है कि आप ज़बरदस्ती किसी को कह पढ़ कलमा और ये कर और वो कर। बहरहाल ये है कि हमको चाहिए कि हम अपनी जो अक़ायद हैं, दूसरों के अक़ायद का हम की इज़्ज़त करें और अक़ायद को जो है पुरअमन तौर पर दूसरे लोगों तक पहुँचाएँ। खुदा हाफ़िज़, अस्सलामु अलैकुम।
Haider Ali Wafa Sahib, thank you very much for your very kind words. He is also president of Bazm-e-Adab Berlin. So most of the time we meet in that literary society also, and they organize a lot of mushaira and poetry recitation. So just from this I came to know that here is one young boy from Holland. He came and he is going to just read us very small poem about this mosque written by Mr. Anshal. So I think it's in English. So Rehan, you come and read that poem.
So I have some. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. I am going to read a little poem about the mosque. The quiet streets of Wilmersdorf, a mosque stands tall. In 100 years, it is truly seen it all. From cups of tea in the courtyard shared, to doner kebabs with discussions aired. The azan calls out, and now the hearts are at peace. The warm colors of its walls reflect the message that is preached. Every Friday, Juma prayers arise, a bustling crowd beneath the dome and the skies. In this mosque, there is no doubt they show that unity and faith where nurtured can grow. A century has passed and yet it still stands. Truly a gem in the heart of Deutschland. Thank you for listening to this poem.
Sorry, I actually made a mistake that I said it was written by Anshal, who actually it is written by Faizan, who is a brother. So it's okay, it's in within house matter, no problem. So it's Faizan who wrote this poem. Thank you, Rehan, for reciting this wonderful poem. Thank you. We have here another very honored guest. He is also a poet and a writer. He is actually author of many books. And also he wrote one novel in German language. So is a very well-known personality in Berlin also, and in the especially in Pakistani community and Urdu literary societies. I would request Mr. Sarwar Ghazali to say a few words. Thank you.
बहुत शुक्रिया। अस्सलाम वालेकुम, Khawatine Hazrat. Ich werde erstmal auf Urdu vortragen und dann gebe ich kurze Zusammenfassung meines. मुझे बहुत फ़ख्र महसूस हो रहा है यहाँ पर इस कदर इज़्ज़त अफ़ज़ाई के लिए। आमिर अज़ीज़ साहब हमारे बहुत अच्छे दोस्त हैं और इनके साथ हमारी मुलाकात सबसे पहले एक कॉन्फ्रेंस में हुई जो कि यहाँ पर बर्लिन में ही मुख्तलिफ़ मुल्कों के लोगों के साथ हुई थी। इस मस्जिद को और इसके हवाले से जो भी बात होती है, मुझे हमारे अली हैदर साहब ने मुझे बताया कि आज हम कॉन्फ्रेंस में जाएंगे और वहाँ पर मुलाकात होगी और वो इस बर्लिन मस्जिद के इमाम हैं। तो मैं ये कहता हूँ कि जब इंसान कहीं भी जाता है तो वो अपना मज़हब, अपना कल्चर साथ लेकर चलता है। तो मैं भी इसी तरीके से जब 1981 में 20 दिसंबर को बर्लिन आया तालीम की गर्ज से, तो मुझे बताया गया कि यहाँ एक मस्जिद है। मेरी ये ख्वाहिश थी कि मैं किसी मस्जिद में जाऊँ, नमाज़ पढ़ूँ। चूँकि इंसान को जब दियार गैर में आता है तो वो उसको बड़ी पीछे जो चीज़ें छोड़ कर आता है उसकी तलाश होती है। तो जाहिर सी बात है कि मस्जिद की एक तलाश होना मेरे लिए फितरी अमर था। लेकिन उस वक्त इस मस्जिद की हालत ऐसी नहीं थी कि जिसमें इबादत की जा सकती। नमाज होती थी लेकिन इतना, और खस्ता बहुत थी। फिर हम इनके जो इमाम साहब थे उनसे हमारी बातचीत हुई। उनको हमने अपने ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में बज़्म अदब बर्लिन फ़ौज, जिसका कि बताया उन्होंने, ज़िक्र किया आमिर भाई ने, उसके मार्फत हम मुशायरे करते रहे, तो उसमें हम उनको बुलाते थे। तो ये बात हमेशा होती थी कि किसी न किसी तरीके से इस मस्जिद की हालत को बेहतर बनाया जाए। लेकिन आमिर अज़ीज़ साहब जब तशरीफ़ लाए तो उन्होंने पहले दिन से ही ग़ालिबन ये क़सद कर लिया था कि इस मस्जिद को इसकी ओरिजिनल शक्ल में वापस लाना है। ये मस्जिद बर्लिन के माथे पे एक झूमर है, एक एसेट्स है, एक सरमाया है। और हम सब जो लोग भी इस मस्जिद से क़ुर्बत रखते हैं, मस्जिद के करीब हैं, उन सब के लिए एक बहुत ही बड़ी खुश आइंद बात है, खुशी की बात है, पुरमसरत बात है कि आमिर अज़ीज़ साहब की इतनी अनतहक मेहनत जद्दोजहद से इस मस्जिद को आज इस कदर खूबसूरत अंदाज में दोबारा रेस्टोर किया। मैं तो रेस्टोर करना ही कहूँगा, क्योंकि जो हालत और कैफियत हमने मस्जिद की देखी थी वो काफ़ी तकलीफ़देह थी, उसमें बहुत काम था। और इसकी तारीख़ पूरी आप देख सकते हैं कि किस कदर इस पर काम किया गया। और आज इस मस्जिद को इस खूबसूरत अंदाज में यहाँ पर इस तरह के हम लोग यहाँ पर मीटिंग्स भी कर सकते हैं और नमाज भी पढ़ सकते हैं। और जैसा कि आमिर अज़ीज़ साहब ने, और कल भी ये बात होती रही कि ये मस्जिद एक्चुअली वो मुकाम है जहाँ तमाम लोग एक दूसरे के साथ न सिर्फ मिलकर इबादत कर सकते हैं बल्कि एक दूसरे के साथ बातचीत कर सकते हैं। और ये बहुत ही खुश आइंद बात है। ये इसके दरवाज़े तमाम मज़हब और मसलक तमाम इंसानों के लिए खुले हैं और यहाँ पर हर तरह की जो है लोगों की बातचीत, इंटरेक्शन हो सकती है। तो मैं आज 100 साल जो जश्न मनाया जा रहा है, 100 साल इस मस्जिद को हुए हैं, उसके सिलसिले में ये जो प्रोग्राम और ये तकरीबात हो रही हैं, इस सिलसिले में मैं आमिर अज़ीज़ साहब को और तंजीम के सदर जनाब अब्दुल करीम सईद साहब को बहुत बहुत, और दूसरे तमाम शुरका को और साथियों को मुबारकबाद पेश करता हूँ। और मेरी दुआ है कि अल्लाह ताला इस मस्जिद को आइंदा इसी तरीके से 100 साल आबाद रखे और इसकी रौनक़ें बहाल रखे। मेरी ये दिली दुआ है। और ich werde jetzt ganz kurz auf Deutsch Zusammenfassung geben, dass ich seit hier ersten Tag diese Moschee kenne, aber nicht so in dieser Form. Und Herr Aziz, als er dann hier gekommen ist, hat er mit seinen Bemühungen, er kann ja heute darauf stolz sein und wir sind alle darauf stolz, dass die Moschee heute so weit renoviert wurde und alle, dass wir hier zusammensitzen, unterhalten können, auch beten können. Und das ist der Kernpunkt. Und diese Moschee an sich ist eine Juwel für das Berlin, für die Stadt, ist stolz. Und ich bin von meinem ganzen Herzen, sage ich, den gratuliere für die heute, den 100 Tage Geburtstag, das Bestehen des 100-jährigen Jubiläums, was das heute gefeiert wird. Vielen Dank, auf Wiedersehen.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sarwar Ghazali Sahib. And I can say that I have found like these friends here in this Berlin who work with great devotion in promoting love, peace, harmony, and also the Urdu literature in this country. And the whole family, actually, his family is involved in this. So thank you very much being here. It's an honor for us that you were also part of this 100-year ceremony. We have our one very worthy guest. She was there actually on the demonstration today, Miss Antonia. She, if you have seen that last time they covered the whole renovation of the mosque when we had an opening ceremony. So they covered the whole mosque for hours. They made their videos, and they had an interviews of many people. So, and most of the time, whenever there is any crisis, I would say, or if there is controversy about Islam and religion, so she always directly calls me and say, we are coming, so we have these questions. Sometime even in the evening they say, this is what is going on, so you have to respond to this. And I would request Ms. Antonia to say a few words about it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Aziz. It is a big honor to be here as a guest, but also as a friend. I guess next year we're also celebrating almost a decade of knowing each other. We first met at the Festival of Religions here in Berlin, and we had the honor to meet also Dr. Karim. And it was the beginning of our friendship as volunteers, but also as active citizens of Germany and of living here in Berlin. And today we stand here as people who are committed to peace and who view intercultural dialogue of people of different nations, religions as an enrichment. And we are very active to promote these values. And today, me and Nika are as non-Muslims, but as a friends of Mr. Aziz, but also of Ahmadiyya Lahore movement here in Berlin and across the globe. We are always warmly welcomed here in the oldest mosque of Germany. And on the one hand, the Wilmersdorfer Mosque has become a heritage, a truly heritage of Islam in Germany. But it is also, it has become a meeting place for socially active people. And you as people, as community, make a really huge contribution into society. And this is evident through intercultural dialogue, through raising awareness about urgent climatic challenges, through standing up for our democracy and human rights. As a matter of fact, we had a great opportunity to host a big conference here in the mosque last year, and it was a big honor to welcome also dear guests, the honored diplomats, and it was a big event for us together with you, Mr. Aziz. And today we celebrate the 100th anniversary of Germany's oldest mosque. It is a symbol that Islam has become a part of Germany. And this mosque has already withstood the darkest times in German history. Once again, we stand at a crucial point in our history, and we have the choice of how we will shape our future together. The peace we seek today begins within ourselves, and yet unfortunately in our times we are witnessing an increasing divide, not only in Germany but also across Europe. This division is directed against certain population groups and fosters hatred and prejudice. Muslims are often scapegoated for societal problems leading to exclusion and stigmatization. From the outside, it may seem as a natural occurrences that happen just by their own, but we have been observing these trends for a long time, and we can confidently conclude that public opinion is being deliberately influenced. It became to us obvious when we came across a very detailed investigative documentary film. It's called The Impact. And it was released recently by an independent journalists group. It highlights that this deliberate separation and exclusion of certain groups has the potential, in the worst case, to lead to a really big worldwide conflict, and we would like to prevent it. So it's just not about political disagreements or societal challenges, but it's a conscious tragedy that threatens us all. And every small spark of hatred today can cause this already critical situation to escalate. So therefore, it's up to us, for Muslims and Christians, people of our beliefs, to stand together against this division. If we want to protect our lives and lives of our loved ones, we must not allow these tactics of division and hatred to succeed. The values of our religions, both of Islam and Christianity, teach us love for one another, respect and compassion. Now, more than ever, we must live and defend these values. We must remain united as a community and commit ourselves to peace. The division we are experiencing today is meant to set us against one another, but we must not let that happen. That's why I'm here as a volunteer, but also as a citizen, as a Christian, but also as a friend, because I believe that the connection and friendship we have among us as people is much stronger. That's something that we see in the news. And it's our responsibility to bring and preserve peace in our hearts and in our society. Let us bring the shared values that unites us, that's love for one another, the honor and kindness, and these are the true teachings of Christianity and Islam. May God give us strength and courage to find peace within ourselves and to bring it out into the world. Only then we can prevent the division from spreading further. Let us walk the path of peace together, today, tomorrow, and in the next 100 of years. Thank you very much.
This is actually not for me, this is for the mosque actually, so for everyone of you. Yeah, thank you. Now I would request the personality which herself is actually, I would like to say, a miracle, that instead of her health, she is a preacher of Islam, not only just to confine to one area, but if I would like to say that to the whole world, that her devotion and with great dedication, she has been for years printing, translating, and then distributing Holy Quran in the whole world. Thousands of copies they have distributed, and they have been able to translate Quran in many main languages. And I think the last one they have done it in Chinese language, but they will themselves, inshallah, they'll explain to you. It's a great work they have done. And also, the personality I'm going to invite here, she had a great role, she played a great role in the renovation of this mosque in 1990s, and when this mosque was declared as a monument of Berlin, so it was her effort, and the minaret and the dome outside, it was all at that time renovated. I would request Mrs. Samina Malik to come forward and to explain to you the great work they have done in promoting the religion of Islam to all corners of the world. And here, when you see the copies of the Holy Quran, German Quran is also printed by them. So we are always thankful to them. So please, Ms. Samina Malik, come and tell us about your wonderful work you are doing.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear Hazrat Amir, Dr. Abdul Karim Saeed, Imam Amir Aziz, and brothers and sisters of the Lahore Ahmadiyya Jamaat and honored guest, Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you all. I'm so happy to participate in this 100 years celebration of the beautiful mosque, Alhamdulillah. I am very happy to see how well the Imam, Mr. Amir Aziz, has completed the renovation of the mosque and how well he is projecting the values of this mosque among the people of Berlin. May Almighty Allah bless and reward him for his commendable efforts and grant him good health. I will begin with briefly telling you about the period of the restoration and repair of the mosque from 1996 to 2007, for which I was responsible. In 1995, I was asked by the late Amir of Lahore Ahmadiyya Jamaat, Dr. Saeed Ahmed Sahib, to approach the Monument Department to grant funds for the repair and restoration of the mosque and mission house. In 1995, I met with the head of the Monument Department, Mr. Wendland, and late Mr. Lempetel, the architect. This project was completed in 3 phases. In first phase, the entire roof of the mission house, which had rotted, was replaced and a new plumbing and drainage system was put in. In the second phase, the 2 minarets were completed to their original height of 30 meters. In the third phase, the new dome was constructed. Inshallah, all the details of the repair and reconstruction will be presented in the book which I will be writing about on this subject. Although the mosque has been restored to its former beauty, it is not the physical beauty which is the real beauty of the mosque. The real beauty of the mosque are the sublime teaching of Islam, the teaching of divine unity, love, tolerance, truth, mercy, forgiveness. In essence, the attribute of the divine that are projected from it. आवाज नहीं आ रही? अच्छा. It is this spiritual treasure of the knowledge and interpretation of the Quran and the teaching of the perfect exemplar, the Holy Prophet Muhammad, may peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, that the Mujaddid of the age, Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, and his followers such as Maulana Muhammad Ali have left for us in the writing to distribute throughout the world out of love for humanity. The very words of the Jamaat's name, Ishat Islam, propagation of Islam, defines the reason of the existence of the Jamaat. And the most important, that initial part of the spread of the Holy Quran, as Maulana Muhammad Ali himself stated in his last days. Our work is to spread the Holy Quran in the world, and after that the Quran will do its own work. When I was placed in charge of publication and translation project in USA Jamaat in 1987 by the late Hazrat Dr. Said Ahmed, relatively few English Holy Quran and other books of our Jamaat were printed in the West. Since then, by the grace of Almighty Allah, we have printed and distributed just the English Quran, 475,000 copies, and hundreds of thousands of our other English books. Major book distributors such as Baker and Taylor, Ingram Books, the large organizations such as Nation of Islam, Barnes and Noble, and other organizations in need of our literature have served as outlet of our books. Our distributors are in UK, Australia. They're doing very, very well with our books. Next, I would like to talk about our Holy Quran translations. By the grace of Almighty Allah, I have successfully supervised the translation of Maulana Muhammad Ali's monumental work, the English translation of the Holy Quran, into following languages: German, French, Russian, and Italian, Dutch and Spanish, Chinese and Turkish. Maulana Muhammad Ali's commentary in the Holy Quran has also been translated into Arabic by late Dr. Hussain. Dr. Hussain has translated about 20 books of our movement. And just last year, with lung cancer, he passed away. He was very close to me, just like my third son there. He loved me like his mother. He was very young when his parents passed away. And we are looking forward to forthcoming translations into Albanian. Albania is all finished, checked, proofread. Typesetting is being done. Portuguese, Hebrew, and Tagalog. Hebrew is also done, but typesetting is because when we were getting the typesetting done in Israel, but no, we couldn't get that done. So Allah will help us, inshallah. And we are looking forward to forthcoming translation. We have translated and printed the following books in French, Italian, and Arabic: The Religion of Islam, Manual of Hadith, Muhammad the Prophet, Early Caliphate, Living Thoughts of Prophet Muhammad, Introduction to the Study of the Holy Quran, History of the Prophets, The New World Order, Islam, the Religion of Humanity, The Prophet of Islam, Introduction to Islam, Teaching of Islam, Muhammad Involved Scriptures, True Conception of Jihad. We have translated the following books into German: The Religion of Islam, Manual of Hadith, Living Thoughts of Prophet Muhammad, The Prophet of Islam, Islam, the Religion of Humanity, and Teaching of Islam. I forgot to write down about Chinese. We have done The Religion of Islam in Chinese, Living Thoughts of Prophet Muhammad in Chinese, and Muhammad the Prophet, Islam, the Religion of Humanity, Prophet of Islam, Introduction to Islam by Dr. Zahid Aziz. And all of them has been translated. Early Caliphate, it's a professor in China. She's doing it. Now, Amir, I need your help. I can't pronounce this Urdu word. I can pronounce the ones I know. Hamamatul Bushra, that I know. Tafsirul Surah Fatiha, Tofatul Baghdad, Istifta, Al-Tabliq, Sirul Khilafa. But I can't pronounce this.
Muaib Rahman.
Okay. All this has been typeset, newly typeset, and we have printed 40,000 copies, and all has been distributed in Egypt, all of these books. And now we are on our way to Egypt to find printers to get this. They all are hungry of these books. I don't have time, otherwise I would have showed you. It was how they were jumping and on one top of another just to get those books. I have obtained certificates of approval from Al-Azhar Al-Sharif for the following books: Religion of Islam, Manual of Hadith, Muhammad the Prophet, the Early Caliphate, Living Thoughts of Prophet Muhammad, Introduction to the Study of the Holy Quran, Teaching of Islam, Muhammad and Christ, New Old Order, Ideal Prophet, Muhammad in World Scriptures. This certification is very important for introducing our literature among Muslims, because when we go to book fairs, when they pick up our book, they'll check it's Al-Azhar certificate with stamped. And then what they do is, oh, did Al-Azhar give Maulana Muhammad Ali's book? They certified the book? I said, of course they did. The proof is here. In addition, the preface in the Arabic religion of Islam by the Grand Sheikh of Al-Azhar, Sayyid Muhammad Tantawi, praising Maulana Muhammad Ali certifies the excellence of the Islamic literature produced by him. The certificate of the Grand Imam reads, I have read the book titled Religion of Islam. He added this word and said, always put Alama. Alama Maulana Muhammad Ali. May Allah grant him His mercy. In this valuable book, I have seen devotion, truthfulness of faith, and useful knowledge. I pray to Allah, the Honorable, the Majestic, to consider this great book as a part of the good deed. Grand Sheikh Tantawi used to prepare his lectures from the Arabic religion of Islam after that. When some remarks were made by Pope in which he seems to imply that Islam is a violent religion, Dr. Tantawi, in his reply to the Pope, told the Pope to read the specific pages in the chapter of jihad in the religion of Islam, which would remove his misconception about jihad. I've got the whole book, which was written in Arabic, translated into French and German and English. So I've got the English copy. What I will do is all those parts, I'll put it in the website of the center, and maybe you will be so much interested reading that. Worldwide distribution of our literature. Printing the literature of a Jamaat in all the important languages of the world is the first step. It is equally important to distribute it worldwide. This involves shipping the Holy Quran and other books, holding conferences and seminars, attending book fairs, and partnering with movements who can help spread the literature. The US Jamaat has been working in the English-speaking West African countries, where we have partnered with the Noor Ahmadiyya Islamic movement in Islam in Nigeria, and with like-minded individuals in Ghana, such as Dr. Wima. Our contact in Nigeria extends back to 1992. We have supplied them with tens of thousands of copies of the English Holy Quran and other Islamic books, and have delivered speeches in universities and Islamic forums in these countries. We have sent thousands of English Holy Quran to the Nigeria Jamaat. I think we have, up till now, we have sent about 53,000 copies of the English Holy Quran. We, inshallah, are looking forward to greater collaboration and closer ties with the current President Tajuddin Agora of the Nigeria Jamaat. Ameen. In fact, we are waiting here. Monday we trying to get our visa because Tuesday we will be going to Nigeria. In Ghana, we are fortunate by the grace of Almighty Allah that Dr. Wima, who is passionate about spreading Maulana Muhammad Ali's English translation, spreading in the country, and we have shipped tens of thousands of Holy Quran for the purpose. By the grace of Almighty Allah, there is nowhere else in the world that Maulana Muhammad Ali's French Holy Quran and other books have found as much enthusiastic acceptance in the West Africa, especially in Mali. The primary reason for this is that we have a trusted and valuable partner in Sufi Sheikh Bilal, a leading spiritual leader in Mali who has a deep love for the French Holy Quran translation and other books of Maulana Muhammad Ali. We have taken a multifaceted approach in the long-term goal of establishing our literature and its message in Mali and West Africa. Noman and I have built exclusively with our own personal funds our Maulana Muhammad Ali Center for the Holy Quran distribution. Because when 15,000 Quran goes or 20,000 Quran goes, it goes to the center store and distribution. For storing all the books, we ship to Mali a 12,000 square foot, 2-story building named Maulana Muhammad Ali Institute for Quran Studies, and a large mosque named the Maulana Muhammad Ali Mosque, from where the literature of Maulana Muhammad Ali is distributed through the network of Sufi Sheikh Bilal throughout West Africa. To date, the US Jamaat have shipped 175,000 French Holy Quran to Mali and 168,000 copies of other books in French. The US Jamaat has also shipped free Holy Quran and sets of the Holy Quran and the religion of Islam to libraries and religious studies professors in the following countries: USA, Russia, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Azerbaijan, Australia, South Africa, and the Philippines. We have also delivered lectures and held seminars in these countries as well. We exhibit our literature in major book fairs such as Frankfurt Book Fair, the London Book Fair, and the Parliament of World Religions. Sorry, just one page left. Just one page left. It's okay. Most of our English literature is available as e-book, and we have also produced our English Holy Quran app. And we are getting Russian, French, German, all this into app now. We have started that already about a month ago. But before I leave, I would like to make some observation concerning this work being done. For this work, we have a lasting impact throughout the region. We need to take advantage of this critical period in history. We need to take advantage of the doors that Almighty Allah has opened before us. The literature has already been produced by our elders. The literature has now been translated into many languages by the USA Jamaat, which are understood by most people worldwide. These translations have now been typeset and printed. Access to shipping and arrangements with local customs have now been managed because we have people to take care of it now. All that is needed are funds to continue to print and ship our literature to the region on the massive scale so that they become the most accessible source of Islamic knowledge to the people. The time is ripe to spread these seeds so that they may flourish into widespread gardens one day, inshallah. This work is the work of every member of our Jamaat. Thank you very much. And Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Samina Malik Saiba, for introducing all the literature which they have produced and the great work they have done in spreading this message of God to the world. So, we are now about to the closing of the event. I would request a very special guest who came from very far off, that is from South America. He is president of SIV, Islamic Organization in Suriname. And I would like Dr. Robert Bippet to come and say a few words about it. And I would just like to say that in Suriname they have built a mosque which is also called a jewel in this whole region, and it is built next to a synagogue. So the mosque and synagogues, they are just side by side. And that is, I think it is only wonder in the world that where on one side is synagogue and one side is mosque, and they all the time share this great harmony. So I would request Professor Dr. Robert Bippet to come and say a few words.
Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu. Amma ba'd. Bismillahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Your Excellency, Ambassador, His Excellency or Hazrat Amir Sahib, respected Imam Amir Aziz, all international delegate leaders and members, brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Please forgive me, I was supposed to speak tomorrow, so it's my presentation has been not been finished yet, so I will do it this way. The SIV, as we call it, the Surinaamse Islamitische Vereniging in Dutch, was established in 1929. A quick calculation reveals that it is 95 years ago, and for that reason we are celebrating this 95th anniversary on November the 15th, 16th, and 17th coming. We already extended this invitation to the world, but some members said that they didn't get it, so I do it here personally to invite you all to attend our convention in November on the 15th, 16th, and 17th. It will be a great program, and we're planning also to involve Guyana also in this celebration. Furthermore, I think we should not forget our history, our past. This year, it was 110 years ago that Maulana Muhammad Ali established the Lahore Ahmadiyya movement. And it is 135 years ago that Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad proclaimed that he was the reformer of the age. So let's not forget those things. And I'm glad that Auntie Samina put those two pictures there of these two personalities who also played a role in creating this mosque here. And although we are 100 years further, let's not forget that by their vision, we are standing here now in this building. And I'm calling these two men, or I named them, because they meticulously, in a meticulous way, they wrote down how to practice Islam, how to practice the religion. And we think we should go by that. And we should not deviate a fraction of degree from what they told us to do. A good pilot knows that if he deviates only a fraction or a tenth fraction of a degree from his course, the plane will bring him in a very different place. And let's not deviate from these writings, from these rules, from this establishment they put for us. It will bring us only problems. And let's prevent a second Woking here in Germany by doing things to please others. Let us do what we say and what we preach. If we say we respect women, then we don't put them out of the mosque or ban them from the mosque. And I'm glad that you are all here as females and sitting here among us. If we proclaim that we propagate peace, harmony, and love, then we should also radiate that. I'm not here to judge, but this was something on my heart, and I said, I have to say this. I had another presentation with pictures of our mosque and that kind of things, but okay, that's not important. You can find that also on the internet. And as Imam said, we are next to the synagogue, and that building was already in 1932. So our first mosque was in 1932, boldly put there by our ancestors, right next to the synagogue. And we still have a very good relation with the Jewish community. In fact, we are part of the Interreligious Council in Suriname, which is something that propagates interreligious dialogue, as put down by Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, that interreligious dialogue is an important way to go forward, to have respect for each other and to love each other and to be in harmony with each other. So that's what we practice in Suriname. And if you come there, you will see that all denominations are living there in harmony with each other. I think Hazrat Amir once said, Suriname is the example for the world. The Suriname model should be adopted by the whole world, where we all live with each other, we celebrate each other's festivities. Like we go to Pagwa, we respect the Christmas, we celebrate it and invite others also to come to celebrate with us. And they gladly come to us in the mosque. This is something we have achieved there. And it is something that we have to cherish. We don't have the luxury to let this go. This is something that we have to carry on, and we want to extend it to the rest of the world. So we want to invite you to come and see how that is. Imam, but in particularly, or Hazrat Amir, congratulations on this 100th anniversary of the mosque here. It is something, it is a jewel here. Everyone is calling it a jewel. And when people in Suriname ask, we have a large mosque here, why go there to Berlin? I always say, that is a very important part of our Lahore Ahmadiyya movement history, and we have to cherish it, we have to carry on with it. And even if it costs a lot of money, we have to spend that money or wealth to carry this on. After congratulating you, forgive me for my English because I'm Dutch speaking. But if I speak Dutch here, I'm afraid half will not understand. So after congratulating you on this, I want to wish you all peace and greet with the Islamic greeting of peace. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you very much, Professor Dr. Robert Pippett. So I hope now it is, the people are also hungry, and we have our food is also almost ready, so everything, but it's last but not least, I would call Salina Aziz to come and say a few words and read one German poem which Mr. Nishal, which actually I wrongly said, he wrote in German, so she can say a few words and then read out the poem, and then we will all close this session for today.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. As most of you may know, I'm the youngest daughter of the Imam. But the funny thing is, he's not the person who first told me about this mosque. I think I was as young as 5 when we started learning about this Berlin Mosque in the BT course. We were always told that there is this beautiful mosque that exists, and since then there was this passion for it, to see it and to learn more about it. And then 6 years back, when I first came here to see it in its glory, it was a feeling I think I can't describe. And then to see it as it is today, for it to come together, the renovations, the painting and everything, it was something that's short of a miracle. And honestly, whenever I tell people about this mosque, there is this certain pride I feel, because this mosque has helped people come together. It's not just a building, it's not just something you hear about in history. It's a place that has changed people's lives forever and for the better, and I'm one of those examples myself. I have participated in many of the inter-religious dialogues myself. I've seen them come together, and to see everyone come together in one place, it's something you see or hear about a lot, but to actually see it happen, it's something else. And so I'm really glad that we have this place, we have this historical building to come under and to call it our home, especially for me. So I'm really, really proud of everyone who played a part in it. Hazrat Amir, Samina Auntie, Baba as well. I think you should all be very proud of yourself for its 100 years. It's nothing short of a miracle. And to end this, because I've been told I don't have that much time, I'm going to read the poem written by Inshal Ahmed, who's the son of Jawad Ahmed. I didn't have much time to prepare it because I just got it a few minutes ago. So if it's not that good, I do apologize. But I'll first read it in German and I'll translate it in English. Die Moschee in Berlin. Inmitten von Geschichte stark und weit steht die Moschee, ein Ort der Einheit. Mit Minaretten, die gen Himmel ragen, ein Raum des Frieden, der zum Denken lädt. Die Stimmen des Gebets sanft und klar, erfüllen die Luft, tragen Wünsche sogar. Kulturelle Vielfalt in Farben und Klang, hier wird die Menschheit gesamt sagen Gesang. Ein Zuflüchterort, wo Herzen sich treffen, wo Glauben und Hoffen zusammenweben. Berlin, du Stadt so bunt und lebendig, in deiner Moschee wird die Seele behandelt. Lass uns lernen, respektvoll zu sein, in der Vielfalt liegt die wahre Schein. Gemeinsam in Frieden, Hand in Hand, für eine Zukunft, die uns alle verband. I'll translate it in English now. The mosque in Berlin. In the midst of history, strong and wide, stands the mosque, a place of unity inside. With minarets reaching up to the sky, a space of peace that invites us to try. The voices of prayer, soft and clear, fill the air, carrying wishes near. Cultural diversity in colors and sound, here humanity's shared songs can be found. A refuge where hearts come together, where faith and hope weave light as a tether. Berlin, you city, so vibrant and bright, in your mosque the soul finds its light. Let us learn to be respectful and kind, in diversity the true beauty we find. Together in peace, hand in hand, for a future that unites us as a common stand. I think a round of applause for the poem. It was very well written. And again, at the last, I would like to thank all of you for coming and making this day special for us, and for everyone who's worked very hard to make these 100 years possible. I thank all of you, and I hope you guys had a good time. Thank you.
Rehan. The youngest. Okay.
This is the future. The boy who wrote the poem, the boy who read it, and the girl who read it for another boy. These are our next 100 years. So may Allah keep them going.
So, ladies and gentlemen, then I would once again thank you all that you made this evening a wonderful evening for us. A memorable event it will be. So now we are going to close this session for today, and we will have then outside dinner for everybody, and also the photography if you as outside is there. I would request President Dr. Abdul Karim Said to say dua, and then we finish with this, with dua.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. I thank all the speakers and all those who came to honor this mosque by their presence. And you would agree with me that every speaker did justice this evening to give tribute to the mosque and to full of praise. Praise for a mosque makes us happy, but happier we are if this mosque serves the purpose for which it was built, and that's submission to the Holy Allah and spread of His word around the world. And I think this mosque is playing a great role in doing this. From Suriname, we had Professor Bippet, who's a full physiology professor, and it's a miracle that he can spare time to run a whole Jamaat of Suriname, the whole of Suriname Jamaats, by his knowledge and by his sparing time. And that proves that when somebody goes out to serve Allah's missions, Allah makes his day into a 32 hours day. And I've observed Professor Bippet personally during my 5 or 6 visits to Suriname, and it's a great mosque they have built. It's a huge mosque with double stories, and one has to get onto a lift sometimes to go up if the energy doesn't allow going up the stairs. And it's a marvel. I think he should send pictures of this mosque to Berlin so that they can also be displayed, that there are other beautiful mosques. The short story, the other Jamaats pulled down their mosque to compete with the mosque of the Ahmadis in Suriname. And when they built the new one, everybody in Suriname said, the Ahmadiyya mosque still is the best mosque in our country. So, I've got a copy of that, a photograph of that mosque, signed by the entire Biputh family to the Amir of our Jamaat, and I really value it. May all mosques that we have built carry out their function, and the beauty that we behold with our eyes we should also behold with our spiritual eye, which is the only means that we can see God through our spiritual eye. He's not visible, but still when we stand in prayer, the praise we give to Allah brings His image right in front of us. May that develop further. Thank you all for being here, and especially our chief guest. And she kept nodding. I was sitting behind her. She kept nodding every time. Approval for the speakers, approval for all those words that have been said today. Thank you very much. And I thought Maldiv would have a bit of French and I would practice it tonight. But she says no. And do they speak Urdu? Thoda bahut? Okay. Only English? Okay. So let's clap for Maldiv. Thank you. One God, one prophet, the last one, many more before him, and one Quran, and one language in Maldives. Thank you very much. Allah praise Him. Join me in a brief prayer in Arabic, and these are all the prayers of the Holy Quran. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار ربنا أنت ولينا فاغفر لنا وارحمنا وأنت خير الغافرين ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين رب اغفر وارحم وأنت خير الغافرين وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين آمين. Oh Allah bless everybody. Thank you very much.
So please join us, ladies and gentlemen, for the dinner outside. So you are most welcome. And I thank once again to everybody.